But don't ask me about Jake Paul and Julio Chavez, okay, please.
That was going to be my first question.
Talk to me about
That was going to be my
boxing.
first question.
Talk
What
to
do
me
you
about boxing. Don't talk to me about Julio Cesar Chavez and Jake Paul. Talk to me about boxing. Let's go. Ask me.
Man, first, I don't know if I can call him your former fighter. I mean, Bivol, I know you guys are still good, but I know I think he has some visa issues or I don't know what. But with Dmitry Bivol, he gave up the WBC belt to, because he was already kind of committed to fight Better Biev, but boxing fans, the boxing world talks, they make it seem like he ducked David Benavidez. They sparred in the past. Just, what's your take on that whole situation?
I'm gonna tell you one thing, man. It's upsetting for me the way they make it seem, and it's not. It's not the way they make it seem like he's ducking anybody. I can tell you this: there's a lot of Mexican fighters out there at the top level of boxing that duck fighters. Bivol will not duck anybody. I mean, he fought Better BF once, and I mean, not because he's part of my team. I mean, I saw him win the first fight. Maybe a couple rounds towards the end made a big difference. The second one, he made it clear. But you know what? There's clauses and contracts. Bivol is not ducking anybody. He will fight anybody, any day, anytime, as long as, like everybody says, as long as the price is right. I saw an interview recently with Mauricio Suleiman saying, oh, well, he was off for this, he was off for that. I mean, he's the president of WBC, he's not a promoter. I mean, he's talking numbers, first of all. Bivol has options. He has options. And for him, the best option right now is he fought Better Beer twice, and there's an opportunity for a trilogy, right? Why not? Why look at Benavidez when he has an option for a trilogy, right? That doesn't mean he's ducking anybody. He has better opportunities because he already fought Better Beer twice. I mean, anybody will do that. I mean, I see a lot of other fighters ducking Benavidez and nobody makes a big deal about it, I'm not gonna mention the names. Benavidez has been calling out a lot of fighters at the top level and they duck them. And they don't get their titles stripped, It's just not fair. To me, it's just not fair to see that. Okay, they make Bivol, they strip him from his title, or he has to give it up. Why? Because he doesn't want to fight Benavidez. That's not fair. I mean, he's not that he don't want to fight him. He has plans and he has options. He's been winning, but they make it seem like he's ducking. He doesn't duck anybody. And Bivol will always be part of my team, and his management, everybody around him. They're some of the greatest, more humble people and more professional people in boxing. I mean, the reason why he hasn't been training over here with us, I mean, we know that there was a problem with, Ukraine, Russia, and him coming over here was a problem with the visas. But I mean, I was there at his last fight, and I mean, we're there. I mean, there's nothing changes. The fact that we're not working together has nothing to do with, not us being in good terms. I mean, never had problems. He's still part of our team. We're still part of his team, and that's how it goes.
I was going to say, you basically said it, but I mean, David Benavidez was the mandatory for Canelo at 168 for like 3 years. They never enforced it.
Look, I've seen a lot of mandatories for Canelo. I remember Demetrius Andre was mandatory for Canelo. A lot of great fighters were mandatory for Canelo, and they don't do shit about it. So whatever it is, it is. But now, just because they offered Bivol a fight with Benavidez, when he has other plans, he has clauses from his previous fights, and now he has to give up his title. I mean, I don't think it's fair, I don't think that's fair. And all this, WBC making Bivol look bad, come on. I mean, he beat Canelo fair and square, and Canelo didn't want to give him a rematch. Why not? I mean, you want to prove yourself, you're the best, hey, just give him a rematch. He did. He walked away. He never talked to Bivol again. But it is what it is. I know that this sport is based on the Mexican fighters. Everything leans more to the Mexican fighter. If you're a European fighter, if you're not Mexican, you're not Latino, you're not gonna get the love that these guys get. So,
man, you were obviously talking about Canelo. It sounds like obviously he's facing William Skull this in a couple weeks. If all goes well with that, I mean, I don't know if you've seen William Skull before. I haven't.
I've never seen William Skull.
Right.
This is the first time I hear his name. I mean, when they announced the fight, that's the first time ever I've heard of William Skull. Who is he? I've never seen him fight. Honestly, I don't even know who he is. But hey, that's what Canelo's getting. Canelo's getting William Skull. I mean, just because he can. He's the chicken with the golden eggs. So he's the one that generates the money for a lot of people. So he gets whatever he wants.
Obviously, looking forward, if he does face Terence Crawford in September, Terence Crawford is moving up basically 21 pounds, more technically 14 from.
You know what I see? I see it's a business fight. I mean, we know that Terence Crawford is great. He's the great. To me, he's the best. He's the best fighter. He's my favorite fighter of this era because he's great. He's a great fighter. He's a great technician, smart fighter. But the thing is this, come on, you're gonna go up 2-3 divisions to fight a Canelo Alvarez? Yeah, of course, he has the ability to move around and box Canelo for 4 or 5 rounds maybe. But as soon as Canelo catches him, he's gonna hurt him. I mean, 168 to 154 is a big difference. He's coming up from 47. I mean, a lot of people are really high on Terence Crawford. I am high on Crawford. At 154, I can say anybody. I don't care. 154, 147. There is nobody out there that can beat Terence Crawford. But you're moving 168 to 168. I don't know what weight they're fighting at, catch weight or whatever. But there's no way. I mean, there's no way that fight will go a distance without Canelo landing a good shot and hurting Terence Crawford. If you see Triple G, the hardest fighter, the hardest puncher in that division, landed some great shots on Canelo and didn't even hurt him. So I don't think Terence Crawford has. I'm not gonna say he doesn't have the power. It's just that at that division, he don't carry that power to hurt Canelo.
Mm-hmm. And just my last one, man. Obviously, that Friday beforehand, we got 3 great fights with Teofimo Lopez, Barbosa, Haney versus Ramirez, and Ryan versus Rolly. Just which one of those are you maybe mostly looking forward to, and just what happens in those 3 fights? Who do you think the winner is?
I mean, I see Ryan Garcia beating Rolly. I mean, we see Rolly. I saw Rolly lose to that Venezuelan guy. What's his name?
Barroso.
Yeah, Barroso. I saw him lose against Barroso. I mean, I see Haney. It just depends on Haney. I mean, depends on Haney's mentality after the beating that Ryan put on him. But Jose Ramirez, he's already a little bit past his prime. Even though, I saw him lose to Barbosa on a very tough fight. But I think Haney should beat Barbosa. Ramirez. Yeah, and I see a Ryan and Haney rematch.
And with Teofimo and Barbosa, what do you think?
Teofimo and Barbosa, stylistically, Barbosa's good. I like Barbosa. He's a good kid, but I think he's a little slow. He's a little slow. He's aggressive. He's there. He's not an aggressive fighter. He's not a boxer. He's a medium range fighter, and Teofimo has a little bit more ability. But if Barbosa applies pressure and stays close to Teofimo, he can pull it off. But I think that Teofimo, his style is a little different. It's complicated for Barbosa.
Coach, the following day after Canelo, we see Master Inoue. What are your thoughts on the Japanese fighter who many people consider him pound for pound?
Well, he's there for a reason. He's tough, he's strong, and he's fighting my boy. He's fighting Ramon Cardenas. I'm training Ramon Cardenas. A lot of people don't know Ramon Cardenas he's not he's not a volume puncher, but I can tell you this, man. I've trained a lot of fighters. There's 2 fighters in that division that hit really hard, and that's Ramon Cardenas and MJ Akhmadaliev. Ramon Cardenas hits really, really hard. He's a 122-pounder, but he hits like a 47-pounder. And I can tell you this, anything can happen in the fight. I don't care. If Neri dropped Inoue with a left hook, if Ramon Cardenas catches him with a good right hand or a good left hook, he can hurt him. Ramon really carries power on his punches. A lot of people are underestimating Ramon, but Ramon can surprise anybody because Ramon has power to hurt anybody in the first or in the last round.
Yeah, we've seen Ramon obviously, with Golden Boy, Soanagas with Pro Box TV. Just what makes him, like you mentioned, besides the power, the skills, his age, what he brings to the table to complicate things.
What makes Ramon dangerous for this fight? That he's not like other fighters walking in the ring against a monster. When they walk in there, they're already intimidated. Ramon is not intimidated. Ramon is looking forward to. He's excited. He's motivated, and he says, "I'm not scared." And I see a lot of the fighters that walk in the ring before the fight against Inoue, they're already intimidated because they think there is a real monster in there. You know, he's another fighter. Obviously, his IQ is high. I mean, he has power and he's aggressive. But you know, styles make fights, and let's see what happens with Ramon. Once Ramon hits him, you're gonna think about it.
Joel, you mentioned it was the left hand that put him down against Neri. Is that the money shot for Cardenas in this fight, the left hook?
No, because Ramon, you know what? Ramon has knocked down a lot of the sparring partners with a straight right hand. Because when he throws the right hand, he throws it with so much power and force. And he's dropped many sparring partners in the gym with a straight right hand. But he has a really powerful left hook. I mean, any punch that he throws, depending on the moment, he can hurt Inoue with any punch. Not only with a left hook, also with a right hand. Because he throws heavy punches.
You prepared heavily for Pacquiao multiple times.
Yeah.
How do you think Inoue? I know they have different styles, but they're the two best fighters to come from Asia in such a long time. How does Inoue compare to Pacquiao when you prepare for him?
You know what? He's more of a basic fighter than Pacquiao. I mean, Inoue is just a right there fighter. He's in front of you, and Pacquiao. You know what? The difference between him and Pacquiao is it's a lot because getting a fighter ready for a Pacquiao is very complicated because Pacquiao he's so tense that he beats you mentally before he beats you physically. And Inoue is right there. He comes to fight. Pacquiao was a fighter that drains you because you don't know when he's gonna come in and when he's not. I remember when he fought Bradley in the third round, first fight, he was tired. And I told him it's not the physical, it's the mental, because Pacquiao is always keeping you on your toes, you know? And that's the difference. Pacquiao was very elusive, and he drained you mentally before he beat you physically.
And Joel, last one for me, man. You played a big role when Bivol upset Canelo. You helped out in that camp.
You know what? When he came to me, I had already trained a Turkish guy, Abdi Yildirim, for him. I know Canelo. I'm Mexican. You know, I was in my career, you know, growing up as a Mexican fighter. I know the goods and bads of a Mexican fighter, and I know Canelo, and I knew Canelo's weaknesses and how you can frustrate him. You frustrate Canelo, you beat him. You frustrate him first. When they came to me, say, okay, we're gonna train Canelo, train Bivol, and we want you to be part of the team. Let's go part of the plan. What does he need? And we started putting things together in the gym. You know, we started working on it. And one of the main keys was keep jabbing him. Don't stop jabbing. That's what Canelo always tries to hit you in the arm to wear you down. And if you watch the fight, I had a bag of ice all the time on his arm for the whole fight. In the second round, I know facial expressions. When Canelo was trying to get in and he couldn't get in, and tried and coming back, and he started making different. I said, you know what? He's frustrated. Keep jabbing him. Keep him away. There was a point where they wanted to send Bivol to knock out Canelo. No. Stop. Let's keep him where he is, because one knockdown will take the fight away from us. So we played a big role on the plan for the fight, and it came out right. It's just that Bivol executes plans really well.
How do you think Benavidez would do against Bivol?
Benavidez against Bivol?
Yeah.
You know what? Benavidez's confidence, that's what makes him who he is. He has a lot of confidence. You know, he has speed. He doesn't have that one punch knockout power, but he has volume, and he overwhelms you. But Bivol is smart. Bivol is very smart, stepping in and stepping out. I mean, you know what? I wouldn't favor either of them, because they both are great fighters. You know, it's a 50-50 fight. That fight will be more on Benavidez's volume or Bivol's power and strategy. And I think it's a 50-50 fight. It's a great fight. To me, it's a great match.
Thanks, Joel.
Thank you, Joe.
Okay, guys.
Appreciate it.